And welcome back to Metroid Other M. In our last episode, we lost our ability to use bombs and missiles because Samus believed that she needed to do that because she didn't get authorization from somebody who she left the command of 15 years ago. Strong character development. Alright, well, we're going to get right back into this game because we haven't really actually gotten a lot into the actual gameplay of it, which is a sort of a shame, but, you know, it takes a little bit of time for a game to get going, right? Alright. Nope. And we fall. And all these enemies around it, but we can dodge. And we will keep on dodging, but we'll keep on firing. So, simple enough, these enemies are no trouble whatsoever. And there seems to be something down here on our radar that we won't be able to get. It's one of my pet peeves in games in terms of, like, if you're gonna give me an indicator like that, like, color it differently. Like, color it like, you know, like a black or, no, I don't know, not black. Like, a different color just so that I know not to bother with it. Alright, so we can't use missiles. Okay, we gotta go up there, and then we gotta jump, and jump again, jump over. Again, sort of silly the way that they took away, like, every Metroid game has that. Every Metroid game has that, you know, oh, I lost all my abilities magically. But to sort of force it as, oh, well, Adam may not like the fact that I did that, was really dumb because it hurts characterization of Samus. And Samus... We'll be right back. Okay, so now that I didn't jump to my death again, you'll notice that there's a spider over there. Or, I forget what those things are called. But sometimes the first person portion is useful, sometimes not so much. And we're gonna go over here. More bugs. Now you can see she can climb ledges. She automatically activates there, and, you know, again, her health isn't, I mean, you've got a reasonable amount of health to start off with. Let's go in here. But first, let's... Nope. Yeah, don't need to bother. Alright. We're in this area. You guys remember those guys, right? The dodge mechanic is really cool, too. I mean, it does give you incentive to really go on and dodge those kind of attacks, so... Alright, more enemies. So... Ooh, what's this? Don't know what it does. Don't remember what it does. And... these chairs are not... there's absolutely no feng shui to this room. See, I can't get in here. Well... how do I get through? Well, I believe I have to look at this screen. And then... okay, stand near a terminal to interact with it. Okay. I just have to go near it. Don't hit a button, just go near it. That's silly. Okay. The kick climb, again, teaching you the basics of the game. Okay, quickly. Done. Alright. So... why is this game so revered in terms of a lot of people don't have very bad memories of this game, and usually I have not authorized to use bump kickers. Gameplay is the biggest portion of it. It's amazing what a story can do in terms of a character that you have fallen in love with, and how a bad representation of that character can really ruin a game experience. And I also alluded to the last episode that maybe it wasn't necessarily a worldwide thing. Here's the thing. In Japan, some of the traits that was shown by Samus that are considered maybe what is weaker here is not necessarily a weakness in Japan. And the way that they word things, the way that they indicate, you know, what is a strong woman in Japanese media is different than what the American version is. that really hurt in terms of what is called localization. It's the, okay, I've made the game for Japanese, now I need to make it for American. Well, let's take it a step further. Why is localization so important? Why don't you just translate the game? Why make some of those changes in terms of, dialogue? Why not just directly translate it? Well, again, it has everything to do with what is a strong character. You want to be a strong American character? Okay. It's going to be a little bit different than the strong female character in Japan. You'll notice that just by some of the characters that come from Japanese games. But the thing with the Samus one is that they did a really poor job of localization with Samus, and she came off as weak. Like, really, really weak. Alright, navigation booth. I have to go really slow in here because that's really necessary. And I stand on the platform to save my game. Record, shield restoration, so on and so forth, and there we go. So, if you play this as a Japanese player, and Gaijin Yuba did a portion on this regarding Samus, you might have gotten a completely different experience than what an American person would have. And that's maybe a huge problem of what happened here. And what the hell is that thing? Ooh.
He's dead.
Yeah?
Someone or something attacked him.
Someone or something. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, little buggy.
Get away from me!
That seems like a very, very bad...
It was obvious that there was some pervasive danger throughout the facility.
You let
I
your
didn't know what
soldier
had
do
brought Adam
that?
here.
I mean, that seems like he may have some
Cooperation was
anger
imperative if
issues
we
to
were
deal
restore
with.
safety.
Possibly.
Adam, listen to me. Clearly, this facility is in complete disorder. It might be too dangerous for your men to go alone. That's why I've...
Okay.
You're coming out of the wall! Right, take off.
Ooh. And the stuff of nightmares. Okay, so we got a little bit of a new enemy here. You know. Alright, so we're gonna fight this dude. Remember, dodging. So this is their first real test of what has been going on. Not hard, but I'm not seemingly doing damage here, right? Well, okay. Okay, so it does give you a chance to... Oh god. How do I get out of there? How do I forget how to get out. Okay, so there we go.
This ain't good! Nothing's working!
I forgot that this is a scripted sequence. You can't actually beat it. Freeze guns don't do anything.
Sam, I'm authorizing missile use!
Oh right, because I couldn't do it without Oh good, I got missiles. Mr. Adam told me I could use missiles, and even though I could have died while you know, died while fighting this enemy, it was more important that, you know, I listened to him. Okay, so yeah, one of the things in this game is the fact that you can actually replenish your health at any time. Now, it's only to your current energy tanks. So if you were at like a 2 energy tanks, you can't go all the way to 3, for example. There we go, missile, freeze them, and now we gotta run around. And nope. And come on. You're just sort of gonna climb up there. And we're gonna throw a missile at him. So yeah, you know, interesting mechanics. I still don't like the first-person portion of it. It feels really awkward. And is it gonna throw his head at him? No, it's just gonna do this, whatever the hell that thing is. All right. Now, again, I can also replenish missiles this way too. There we go. And sorry about that. The dog is obviously having a time of his life there. And we need to hit that bug. Because that's what we do. We squash bugs. We are actually exterminators. Samus.
Looks like I'm gonna need to ask for your cooperation on this mission.
Well, she is a
But
bounty hunter.
I'm also gonna have to ask that you follow my commands.
She's a bounty hunter.
You don't move unless I say so, and you don't fire until I say so.
And here's where the bigger problem lies. Because why in God's name
Any objections, lady?
would you even
The
bother
thumbs up sign had been used by the
to
Galactic
listen to
Federation
this
for
guy that
ages.
you left of command?
Me? I was known for giving the thumbs down during briefing.
Because she's a rebel.
I had my reasons, though. Commander Adam Malkovich was normally cool and not one to joke around. But he would end all of his mission briefings by saying, "Any objections, lady?" He was joking, but others weren't. At the time, I felt surrounded by people who treated me like a child, or used kid gloves because I was a woman. And yet with Adam, I was grateful for the nod. My past has left me with an uneasy soul, and as a result, it touched me on some level that Adam would acknowledge.
It's really
that
trying to
past by
make
calling me
this that
something
she
delicate,
respects him.
like lady.
Really does.
And I knew more than anyone that every
It still
word
doesn't
from
explain
Adam
the
was
whole
deliberate.
leaving thing. At all.
My thumbs down was a twofold response. A sign of derision at being called a lady, and a signal of my complete understanding of the mission orders.
So then how do you explain when you didn't
The other
understand mission
soldiers were
orders?
always
Like,
willing
do you
to
do like
support
this
me
like
with
like
easy
like a
smiles,
side
despite the fact
thumb
that
or
I
a
clearly
thumb
had
up
so
your
much yet to learn.
nose or
Among them was Anthony. In the face of his well-meaning behavior and that of the other soldiers, my response was to become increasingly bitter. I was a child, always with something to prove, a chip on my shoulder,
Yep.
and I was angry.
Angry at the world.
I felt that if I let my guard down, I would easily be broken.
Just like you
Beyond
let the
that-
baby Metroid be broken.
I was scared.
You're a horrible parent.
But even in the naivete of my youth,
Naivete.
I could see in Adam's joking manner how close he felt to me. Adam knows my past, and he knows me better than anyone else.
Better than anybody else.
Confession time. Because I was so young when I lost both of my parents, there's no question I saw Adam as a father figure.
You keep in mind that she was raised by the Chozo,
When I
the bird
rebelled
people.
against him, I knew I
Yet
could get away with
this
it.
was the father figure that she so
And his
desperately needed.
paternal compassion in the face of my rebellion reinforced the special bond I felt with him.
By being a rebel.
I
You're
understood
not my
well
dad,
that
Dad.
chances
Well,
were
wait,
slim
you
that
aren't
I
my
would
dad,
ever
but
find
you're
anyone that
my
understood me
figurative
like
dad.
Adam.
But you're not my dad, Dad. I don't.
And yet,
This game doesn't make
when
sense
the
in terms
time
of the
came,
story.
I still left his side.
Notice how I've only played about 5
so
minutes of
young.
gameplay, by the way.
Young and naive.
Yeah, There's a lot of story. I'm Samus, remember?
Exactly what transpired here on the bottle ship is still uncertain.
Still uncertain.
Here's what we do know. The equipment we thought had been destroyed is operational again.
Yeah, blah blah
We're seeing
blah.
casualties
Casualties, an
attributed to an
unidentifiable and lethal
creature.
creature that we did just
The
kill
situation
one.
is critical. We need to gather all the information we can, but priority one is to find any survivors and bring them to safety.
Yeah, bring him to safety.
Consider this site extremely dangerous. Be careful as you make your sweeps. And there's one problem.
Only one.
The wireless interference in this facility is all pervasive. Your comm systems are useless. As a result, communication channels will be limited to the facility's navigation booths.
I'm almost positive that they're able to talk directly.
Investigate Sector 1 and show a little restraint with the explosives. Gotcha. Maurice, You cover sector
Now,
2.
you would think
Repair any equipment
that
you come
the way
across.
that they're doing this, that all these people would
Sector
make a
3.
huge difference
Leave it to you to
in the
decide
end.
whether
That,
plasma
okay,
guns are
we're giving them all
called.
names.
Alright,
They all
James,
obviously make a
check out the
difference.
control bridge. A communication
No.
issues might be the result of electrical
Nah.
interference.
Yes, sir.
And KG, run a complete sweep of the residential quarters and investigate any
Yeah,
trace of survivors.
none of these are all. No, only one of
Each of
those
you is
guys are
authorized
important,
to use a
really, when it
freeze
comes
gun.
down.
Do not forget to check in regularly via navigation.
Why do you have to
notes.
authorize your soldiers to use the gun? I mean,
And Samus, you go to the system management
don't
room.
usually soldiers have
Do
like
everything you
restraints? Like,
can to get
okay,
the
obviously you're not
electrical
gonna use a
system back up and
nuke,
running.
but normally isn't that under the
Looks
soldiers'
like your comm
progression?
system
Like,
is still
okay,
functional.
you train them to use the right thing.
Remember, everything you see will also appear on this screen.
So don't fuck up.
Regarding auxiliary weapons, the use of bombs has been authorized. As far as your other weapons go, we will continue to investigate and authorize use as we can. However,
What?
we currently have no plans to authorize the use
Okay,
of power
I'm just
bombs.
trying to understand here.
As you know, they
You
have the
authorize the
ability to
use of
spread a
bombs.
high-temperature heat wave over a
Why?
large area,
Like, what was the
impacting
actual
living things.
practical purpose
It's a
of
nice
you
way saying
authorizing
they
the
can
bombs?
vaporize humans instantly. You should be well aware of how dangerous power bombs are, and how their devastation can't be obstructed with common materials. Once the mission
I do
in
like the
system
fact that they're
management
just
room
like,
is
please don't
complete,
use the
I need you
power
to
bombs.
report
It may
back.
kill all the
I'll
humans.
give you your next orders then.
Do I have to remind you?
I want you all to be especially careful as you execute your mission.
As opposed to normal, where you guys can just go hog wild on this shit.
That's the end of the briefing.
Yeah, let me do
It
a
was the
thumbs
first
down with
joint
my right.
mission I've been a
Oh.
part of since becoming a freelance bounty
Well,
hunter.
And
of course, it was
Gun
the first
down?
time since my Federation days that I was following the orders of a commanding officer. Having received mission orders from
I'm
Adam,
just gonna stand there.
I felt confused and strangely exhilarated at the unexpected
You
turn
sound
of events.
greatly, strangely
I
exhilarated with the same goddamn
Understood,
monotone
Adam.
voice.
No objections, of course. Alright, so we now have the ability to use bombs. However, we've already hit our time limit for this episode. Yeah, that was pretty much all cutscenes for you guys. So next time on Metroid Other M, we're going to head for the system management room, because when you need to find answers, you go to the system management room. I mean, it's managing the system. Duh. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have a chance, leave some feedback and comments below. If you liked the video, hit that like button. And if you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button. This is Dragnix signing off, hoping that gaming brings as much fun to you as it does for me.